Today is crazy, guys. One earthquake after the other, higher magnitudes, and within seconds, basically the whole day, the people have been rattled in Pozzuoli and in Naples. And guys, of course, we've just heard from that volcanic convention that has happened there just a few days ago that the probability of a phreatic eruption is increasing, and it could happen at any time without a warning. And most of the Campi Flegrei supervolcano in Naples in Italy, if you look at that map, I'll explain it to you, is underground. It's spanning a large area of land and in the water near Naples, and Pozzuoli sits near the projected epicenter, and all these earthquakes that we're seeing today and in the last years are happening there. And basically it's inside the volcanic crater where the people are living and on the crater. So if the volcano erupts, more than 500,000 people would need to be evacuated from the red zone. It looks kind of orange here in that map, where they would be in danger from the pyroclastic flow, like that shoots out like bullets, hot volcanic rocks that are coming after you that you cannot outrun. So these volcanic particles and ash superheated to 1,472 degrees Fahrenheit. This is absolutely crazy. And more than 800,000 people live in the yellow zone. That's Naples. That's the greater Naples area. And they would be exposed to significant volcanic ash fallout. So what do they want to do? They are rehearsing evacuations. They are rehearsing the potential of destructive earthquakes, but also now of a volcanic eruption, because more and more scientists are speaking out that this could happen. And you've seen all my videos. Every week there's a new study that finds a new weakness that increases the probability that we could see an eruption. We don't have to see a super volcanic eruption for these red and yellow zones to be affected. But if you look at the map, there's more than 6 million people in this greater Naples area. And since if you hear there's an eruption, you don't know, is this going to be a shitty show, like a shizzy hitting the fizzy super volcanic stuff, or just a smaller one? I think whole Naples will try to get out and everything will be clogged. And they hope they will have 72 hours warning time. But with a phreatic eruption, and one of my viewers had a good point. Maybe you have seen my video about Ethiopia, about this surprise eruption where they didn't know where it's coming from. They didn't even know which volcano. They thought it's Erta, but it wasn't, and then they thought it's another one, and then they finally found the right one, and that was quite an intense eruption. So we could see something like this here as well. And at any other volcano, if you had that many earthquakes over years, everything's escalating. The magnitudes, the cumulative energy, the number of earthquakes, the land rise that is at 2.5 centimeters per month right now. The fumarole temperature right now, 173 degrees Celsius. That's how that steam's coming out in the Solfatara area where we have the epicenter. Guys, what would you do? With every other volcano, you'd say, stay away from the volcano, evacuate, right? But here, not so much is happening. It's difficult with that many people. I get it. They have evacuated twice, but nothing happened. And now they should have, basically this period of unrest, the current one, started in 2005. So they had enough time to slowly try to resettle people somewhere else, at least in the red zone. But instead, more construction has happened, more development. They're even planning a hotel right at the Solfatara crater so that you can be right there if something happens, right? So a lot is in play, investment, money, people don't know where to go. They don't have the money to move somewhere else. Of course, tourism. Many scientists say, well, turn this into a national park, then you can keep the tourism, right? But move the people out and all this illegal construction that has happened there, right? So let's have a look, a detailed look at the current earthquake swarm, guys, because it's really crazy. Let's start with the last one, 1.9, 2.7, 2.6. And basically, 11 seconds apart, the 2.6 to the 2.7, and then 1.1, 1.4, 1.2, 1.0, then you had another 1.8, you see it like 1.3, 2.2, that's all today. 1.7, and then we can go down the list, right? And then on the 27th, we had earthquakes. On the 26th, on the 25th, we can go back 7 weeks right now that this is happening, with maybe a few hours break, but every day, guys. So where will this lead up to? We've had earthquakes 3.3. So we also had quite a few in the magnitude 3 range, and now we have the higher 2.7 range. So where will this lead to? I'm not saying this will lead to some volcanic eruption tomorrow, but we could definitely see another earthquake magnitude 4 or higher, meaning maybe as high as the 2 magnitude 4.6 that we already had this year. We already had so many above magnitude 4, where they said in 2023 they only had one. I think it was a 4.2, and they said if we have another one, we will increase the alert level. Then they had another one, and 5 other ones within the last 2 to 3 years. Nothing has happened other than they invented a new alert level, dark yellow, so that they would not have to go to orange. Because orange is a problem in some way, because that would already trigger the first evacuations. And then, of course, people that did do that evacuation in the 80s or maybe in the 70s, they're older now. They don't want to do that again. They already didn't want to do it in the 70s. The military came in and was forcefully evacuating people from Rio Terra. So that trauma still lies deep. If you want to learn more about that video, I'll put it in the end screen with my Campi Flegrei playlist. But let's have a look. I mean, we already know where it is if you watch my channel on a regular basis. Where is the epicenter of the magnitude 2.7 earthquake? And of course, it's no surprise, it's in Pozzuoli. It's near the Solfatara area. It's in the water right now. We know Campi Flegrei is also in the water. And we have seismic stations, we have measuring stations on land and also in the water. And I want to show you the buoys that they have. And I also want to show you a map where you can see all the locations where they have their measuring stations in the water. And the problem is, and they're complaining about this, these buoys are on a regular basis are being destroyed. Maybe intentionally, but also by like reckless boaters that seem to anchor near them or simply just drive over them or damage them. So really, I mean, boaters, this can save your life as well, because you might not be safe on water. If something happens in the water, that will send a massive tsunami towards the coast of Naples right away. And if your boat is where this eruption would happen, yeah, I don't think I have to say any more. So what scares me a little bit is really the increased land rise that increased to 2.5 centimeters now. It stays. It's not going down. So really, we have reached another level. And we have all these earthquakes that keep coming. They keep coming. They keep coming. I mean, if you look what the municipality does, press release, earthquake swarm has started, 31 earthquakes already within a few hours. Press release, earthquake swarm has stopped because maybe you have 2 to 3, 4 hours break. And then mayor of Pozzuoli, next earthquake swarm. So this has been going on for maybe 2 months. And then this year already we had that escalating earthquake swarm in February, March, which was absolutely devastating with the magnitude 4 earthquakes and constant rattling and going on for quite a few days or weeks. And now that, I think it's climbing up the ladder. We don't know what it ends with, but we don't want to see these people there like the frog in the water glass that is slowly heating, because I think the volcano is giving a warning. Don't you think, guys? Let me know in the comments. Let's discuss this. Check out my playlist here and all the other videos. Crazy things are going on. Check out what's going on with 3i Atlas. If you see all the 13 anomalies listed, giving a probability for each one of them, and then calculate the overall probability that this thing is still natural. Crazy, crazy. You have to watch that video. It's highly, highly interesting, guys. And thanks for watching. Thanks for being a member of the channel. Thanks for your supers, your coffees, and for your comments. And please hype and like this video, and I'll see you in a second. Click here.